You're listening to RTI Audio, powered by Rocky Top Insider. This is Pancakes and Bacon with VFL, Kyler Kerbyson, and Reed Bacon.
Hello, Vol Nation. Welcome to another episode of Pancakes and Bacon. I'm your host, as always, Kyler Kerbyson. Join us, Reed Bacon. Have a great one today. We are breaking down some film on a new commit, Gage Ginther, offensive lineman. So I absolutely loved breaking this down. But before we get into that, if you guys are watching, please subscribe and like and hit that notification bell. Also leave comments. We love the comments. If you're just listening, rate and review, download and re-download, and follow us on all of those listening platforms that you use. You can also follow us on social media at Pancakes and Bacon on Twitter and Instagram, rbacon26 to read on Twitter, at Kyler Kerbyson for myself on all social medias. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into Gage's film and breaking down what we think of this new commit. All right, welcome in, everybody. We got a great podcast today. We are talking about Gage Ginther, a new offensive line recruit. You guys know I wanted to jump on this, and I'm so happy to be here for it. First, before we get into any of that, Reed, how we doing, bud?
Kyler, doing great. Just talked to you for 35 minutes, and now we're doing it again, as you guys.
Yeah, I just can't help but say, how you doing, bud?
I know. Yeah, doing great. When you guys hear the other one, I don't know if this one's coming out first or the other Kirby Smart / Spring Game Talk pod will come out. But happy Easter! It was a great day. I hate your day was little suspect towards the end, but listen, I'm fired up I'm to the point now where if we're not breaking down games, my favorite is talking about some of these new recruits.
Yeah, I agree, because it is our one chance to watch film on something. Because we love getting in the weeds on plays and what set things up. So getting in the weeds on film and technique and all that kind of stuff is love it. And even more when it's an offensive lineman. So before I get into everything, I want to hear what you have to say.
Yes. I was going to say the same thing. I was just about to say, I want to go first on this one.
Yeah.
As I mentioned on.
I'll just sit here like this.
Okay.
And then I'll just go.
Yeah. As I mentioned on our other the first part of this pod, that's a separate pod that you guys will see at some point. I said I like talking offensive line because Kyler's like the coach or the dad that you want to make happy and see what he says. He played it. He's an all SEC offensive lineman. So it's like if I make a point right. Let me say this: Double G, Gage. I like Gage. I like Gage a lot. We are going to talk about Jesse Perry, not on this pod because this is just for Double G, but in a way, I like that I watched two offensive linemen back to back. It gives you something a little bit to gauge off of.
Yeah, definitely.
And technically, they're both 3 stars. So I will actually refer to Jesse a few times on this just because they're committed at the same time, and I watched both of them tonight, and it gives a nice example or feedback. They're both 3-star caliber guys. But Gage, 6'5", 280, 6'5", 6'6", 285, 290. They got great size. One thing that you can't coach is God-given talent and size. And I love it. I think he actually has both. I love his athleticism. Before I get into it, I'm going to read off the offer list and kind of give the background before I jump into the plays. Tennessee, Cal, Colorado State, Indiana, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma State, Oregon State, Penn State, San Diego State, UCLA, USC, Vandy, Washington State, Wyoming, and Wisconsin. Wisconsin, it looks like they didn't offer him, but they had interest. It's on the list here. First, I'm going to say this, and not just as a Tennessee fan, but I truly believe he made the best decision for him as an offensive lineman. He had other SEC offers. Okay, totally get that. But I think the the chance to win, the chance to play in this style of offense, the chance to be in an environment like Tennessee, I think he made the right decision, like I said. And that's not being a Tennessee fan, because obviously if there was there goes more into recruiting, whether it's, your relationship, how you have a feel. Like, you and I are big gut feel people. Like, you go to a place and you feel good, you feel at home, you love the coaches, you love all that. But if there's an Alabama or Georgia on here, or if there's an Ohio State, I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, you might not take a strong look at those just because of where they've been previously to us until last year. But I think it's a great decision. I love the fact that this kid chose Tennessee over Colorado, because
Colorado is hot right now.
And me personally, now he's a Colorado kid, so he could have stayed in Colorado and played for either Colorado State or Colorado. Now, I would never go to Colorado State, me personally, because I want to win. And I'm not trying to take a shot at Colorado State. I'm just saying he's from there. If I'm putting myself in his situation, I'm not going there. I want to win. I want to win football games.
Yeah.
Now, Colorado is hot and sexy, but me personally, I don't believe that Deion is going to win the way he did at Jackson State at this level. And if he does, it's not going to be in the first 2 to 3 years. I truly don't believe that. Well, he might win, 6 games, 7 games, maybe in 8 games a year. Sure. There's just going to be a lot more pub. And that's not me taking a shot at Deion. I just think Colorado has a ways to go. And I'm a prove it to me guy. Like, I need to see it to believe it. And Jackson State in high school, that doesn't mean anything to me right now. Like,
it's also, who really is going to benefit by going to Colorado? It's skill guys. It's DBs, it's wide receivers, it's quarterbacks, it's running backs. It's not linemen.
Well, I don't even know if I would say quarterbacks. I mean, like, what does Deion know about playing quarterback? I mean,
well, I don't think Deion knows anything about playing quarterback, but he constantly brings in guys that he played with or that he knows really well, and they come to practice and they talk to people. But he always brings in skill guys. He brings in Jerry Rice. He brings in Ray Lewis sometimes. Like, he brings in guys for the skills. He doesn't know offensive linemen. He wasn't friends with offensive linemen.
We're sorry.
That's not who DBs hang out with.
We're sorry, fans, and Gage himself personally, that we're getting on a tangent here about Deion.
I know.
But hey, listen, you said skill guys. I mean, you can come to Tennessee, you're going to be able to talk to Peyton Manning. Like, unless you're going to Tennessee and talk to Peyton Manning, or Michigan and talking to Tom Brady, or Texas Tech for, Patrick Mahomes, like, mess me. There's so many NFL people that can be brought into anywhere. But anyway, we'll argue about that another time. But yeah, I think to not go to the hot place, me personally, if I'm him, is smart, because it's not proven. And I'm not saying that Tennessee's proven that we're going to be competing for national championships, but I can promise you Tennessee's a hell of a lot more proven than freaking Colorado is. I mean, so I just, and I'm talking about them simply because of the hype that they have, and that he's a Colorado kid.
Yeah.
But he has some other really, really good offers on here. To dive into the film, Kyler, I loved it. I mean, he's big and athletic, which I already said, God-given, but he's got the nasty, and he's a whistle guy. Like, he legitimately plays to the whistle every time. Mm-hmm. He's a definition of a pancake. I mean, this is pancakes and bacon. I mean, he had like a cajillion pancakes on his highlight film.
Yeah.
He finishes really, really well. I love his feet going to the second level. Now, this might not be something that you're supposed to do as an offensive lineman, but personally watching it, I kind of liked it, and I'm excited to hear what you see. But when he works his way up, he's got that wide bounce of his feet, and he's got those arms out. And it's like he looked like, I'm putting myself back at, playing linebacker in high school, playing safety in college. It's like, you see that? And it's like, damn, he's already big enough, but now he's like, it's like he uses it to balance and to work his way up, because he doesn't look, he doesn't, some of these bigger guys will look like baby deers, but he doesn't. He looks very fluid and athletic, but he kind of holds those arms out. And so when he works up to the second and even third level, I thought it looked very, very good.
Yeah.
I thought he did it very well. You will have to answer the whole wide arm thing for me. We'll go to 122 in his highlight. He gets a 2-piece combo that I loved. He gets a nice little hit to help his guard out on, I guess, the defensive end, defense tackle, works up, picks that guy up, clean as can be. It was nasty. Then you go to the 3-minute mark. He gets a piece of the DN, comes off, picks up the outside linebacker in pass pro. The 122 I was talking about was a run. Now he gets a 2-piece combo on a pass play, which I want to see pass, take somebody, pass off. How do you read that stuff? Because it happens all the times. I thought he did it tremendously well. Basically, I loved everything about it. I thought the highlight tape was great.
Yeah.
Because you got to see so many things. You got to see him pull. You got to see him work to the different levels. You got to see him in space. You got to see him, be nasty and go to the whistle, pass pro, whatever. It had everything that you wanted to see. Once again, I watched Jesse, who was another commit, who we will talk about on a different pod. But Jesse was just the style of offense they play is just run. I mean, you get two pass pros, and I felt like, to give a little foreshadowing, Jesse's much more of a project compared to Gage is a very, very close to a finished product, as much finished product as you can be coming out of high school. The last thing I will say, the only small negative, and you always talk about this, and offensive linemen do it all the time in high school because they're bigger and stronger than most people. They get their hands a little bit outside, and sometimes that can get you in trouble. Other than that, I thought he had an outstanding film, and honestly, Kyle, I don't know how the guy's a 3-star. He may be a 4-star in some other ones. I'm reading here on 247. So it's got him as the number one, I guess, player in Colorado.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if he's the number one player in Colorado or the number one offensive lineman in Colorado. And then 44th in interior offensive lineman, which I don't know why they have him in interior since he's always playing tackle.
I mean, there are a couple plays at guard. I don't know if they think he'll be a guard at the next level or something.
Well, and then they got him at number 2, Colorado, and number 52 interior for the composite. But that jumps me right into you. I mean, let's hear what you say. First off, for my question, do you see him playing inside? Because I definitely see that he could play outside. He's got the side.
I definitely think he can play tackle, and it seems that he is better at tackle. I think it was very much awkward for him at guard, and then some of the plays that you saw him at guard, like he's in a tackle stance at guard, like he looks like he's supposed to be playing tackle. I absolutely loved this film.
Yeah.
Loved this film. And the plays that you pointed out are some of the reasons why I loved this film. When you're talking about playing to the whistle, getting to that second level, there's a play very early in it that he is on the backside of a run and he works upfield. Linebacker goes backside. He just keeps working upfield. Another guy crosses his face. He keeps working upfield and gets to a safety. That is a technique and is drilled into offensive linemen's heads because they have such a hard time grasping it, is drop the fruit. Don't be the guy who turns back and goes towards a guy that is not even in the play because you're wasting yourself and you can't get a block downfield. Drop the fruit, let it go, and go on to the next one. He's already doing it in high school. I have to shake his offensive line coach's hand because he has coached him up in so many ways. It's incredible. The run blocking that you were just talking about, how he came down, hit that guy on the guard, and worked up to the next level. That was perfect. It was a perfect front side power counter block. We called it a deuce block, where you double team with the guard lifts and sets up that 3 technique. You come down, hit his hip, knock him down across the face. You work up to the next level, pick up the linebacker. That puller comes right off your butt, and running back follows. He did it perfect. Perfect, dude. Guys in college I played with could not do that perfect. I had to show them multiple times, this is how you're supposed to do it. They couldn't get it right in practice. And this guy is already getting it right as a junior in high school. Then the play you talked about, he picks up 2. That is literally technique. That is being patient in your set. That is staying square because you're preventing anyone from getting by you. If you turn and start going after a guy, you open up your hips, someone can easily cut by you. Someone can easily cut the corner. That's why you have to keep your hips square to the line of scrimmage and just keep setting back and be patient with it. That was absolutely incredible patience to just stay on that DN, stay on that DN, stay on that DN, wait for it, linebacker, to where he ended up literally blocking 2 and his quarterback stayed safe. There's another play at like 48 seconds where it's a reach block. And this guy has amazing footwork, great hand placement, goes for the reach, doesn't get his hat across. So what does he do? He rips and shot puts, which is literally another technique that you're taught as an offensive lineman. Hey, if you can't get your head across, you can't get that full reach, then strengthen out that other arm and toss him across your body. Shot put him down to the ground. Guys aren't expecting it. They're trying to fight across your face. You can use their momentum against them. And he does it just naturally. I loved it. I literally loved this film. He looks like if I put 10, 15 pounds on him because he's 285, he could play now.
Yeah.
Like, put him in, coach, because he already has a technique down. You can't coach what you said, size and the aggression that they come with, the just pissed off that they're trying to murder people. Like, that is so hard to get into someone's head. That has to be kind of who they are as an offensive lineman. He has that, and then he has more. And then he has technique on top of it, which is something that I rarely ever see. The last time I saw good technique in a film was Shamarod last year, where it was there, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
It was not like this. He did not have this good of technique.
See, and I'm so happy to hear you say that, because we've watched, I don't know, 3 years of the high school guys coming in now for this pod. I guess, like 21, 22. Now this is 23, I guess. And I know I'm probably forgetting someone, but we even watched like that Francis guy who was a 5-star that went to Miami that Tennessee was in on.
Yeah, Francis did not have this kind of technique.
This is one of the best films. This is one of the best overall films I've seen, and it's probably the best, if not, one or two best of the offensive linemen. I mean, literally, let me make sure that sounds what I'm saying. One of the best overall films, no matter position, and then easily one or two, if I'm forgetting someone, of offensive line. It was so impressive. I don't know how the kid is only a 3-star. I see someone who's a legitimate 5-star blue chip prospect in Gage.
I think it might be literally where he lives. I think it's because
I was going to say maybe it's just the caliber of high school players, and they're like, yeah, he looks great, but these guys are not on his level. But let me tell you something. You know what translates? Big, athletic, nasty, good technique. I don't care if you're trying to block me or you're trying to block you. If you're true to who you are, it's going to happen either way. So, yeah, I don't know.
Here's the difference when, like, you're bringing up Jesse and, like, more of a project, which we'll get into in depth. Jesse would be a guy that if I watched his film, I'd want to meet him. I'd want him to come to camp.
Yeah.
I want to see him maybe a full game film.
Yeah.
If I watch this film, 3 minutes in, when I saw that double team pass block,
offer him.
I'm calling him and I'm offering him immediately.
Facts.
And I'm saying, we want you.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing on this film that gave me any doubt that this man can't be an incredible offensive lineman.
I know. I don't get it with this recruiting stuff sometimes. I truly do not get it, because there are times that I watch 5-star guys and I'm like, okay, yeah, he looks awesome, but like he looks just like a 3-star or whatever. And so I was thinking about that when I was watching this film. I was like, well, maybe sometimes he has a 5-star tape and he's got the 5-star technique, but maybe he's a little undersized, or maybe he's a really big guy, but he's a little bit slower, or he's a little bit. That's like Gage is the total package. It's like I don't know. So listen, he's got a whole senior year to play, and then he can get on campus. I think the biggest thing for Tennessee is to make sure to continue to land this guy. I will be shocked if he does not get another 4-star or really climb up some of these rankings.
I would too. I mean, if he goes to one of those like open camps, like, dude, but SEC teams would be like, who the frick is that guy?
Right.
Like all the Georgia and Bamas and LSU's, like they'd be like, wait a second, where'd this kid come from? He's from Colorado. He's committed to Tennessee. Like, let's offer him, because it's just everything was impressive to me. I liked every single thing about his tape. I thought his technique was incredible. I thought whoever is coaching him is doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
And this guy literally has just up and up and up and up. Like it has even more potential.
And so the main thing that Gage has to do is just keep doing what you've been doing, working your ass off. Hopefully that's what he's been doing, unless he's just an absolute freak, God given. But continue working your ass off, and just keep your head down. Like, don't listen to us, and blow your head up. Or don't listen to other.
Don't watch this. Don't watch this and get a big head. Okay?
Just
here you go. You're still fucking high as shit. Okay. Let's call a spade a spade. All right. There's times where you're high as hell because you're stronger and bigger than everybody else. You can throw them around. I need you to get your pads down. I need you to be face mask on those linebackers, not them hitting their face masks are hitting you in your chest and you're still throwing them around. It's like, let's drop the pad level a little bit, and then maybe we'll be, an all SEC guy. But don't get a big head, all right, Gage?
But listen, and he does have, some really, really, he's got blue chip, top level offers. Like I said, Penn State, USC, Oregon, which I don't know if Oregon is still what they were 5-10 years ago.
I'm surprised Wisconsin did not offer this man.
Dude, I don't know how Notre Dame hasn't seen this guy and flown their entire offensive line.
Wisconsin is offensive line like that's their whole thing, and their whole thing is big white dudes.
Well, same with Notre Dame, but it's like, Oklahoma, Oregon, Penn State, USC. The kid's got some really, really strong offers, and maybe the funny thing is, I'm like, I feel like I could go watch another 15. I feel like I could go watch another 15 or 20 high school highlight films right now, offensive linemen, and I don't see any that are. I don't know how they could be better than his. Maybe they're just as good, but I don't see how they're better. So, anyways, kudos to Gage, like you said, hand clap to his team, aka meaning his parents, his whoever trains him. He works with an offensive line coach, with his offensive line coach at the high school.
Yes.
I could not be more excited for a damn offensive lineman who's a 3-star.
I might have some biases, but I like a little 3-star, 4-star hinge offensive lineman that's like 6'5", almost 300 pounds. Like, yeah, I like that. He's got some nastiness to him, some technique. Yeah, I'll fucking take that any day of the week. So,
yeah,
love Gage. Love that. Loved his film. I think he's going to be great. I literally cannot wait for him to play so I can watch his senior tape before he signs.
Yeah.
We might just go up to him and shake his hand whenever we see him at, spring game or practice or maybe one of the games.
He might. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say he might be there when we go back to fall camp or, summer camp, but he's probably in his own summer camp. But
sure.
Oh, yeah, we'll be excited. We'll see him when he gets on campus.
Definitely. All right, man. Good pod.
See you, brother.
See ya. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you are watching, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. We love the comments and love to answer them. If you're just listening, rate and review, download and re-download, and follow us on all those different platforms that you listen to us on. Follow us on social media also at Pancakes and Bacon on Twitter and Instagram. Also, rbacon26 for Reed on Twitter, at Kyler Kerberson for myself on all social medias. So check that out. And always check out RTI.com for the latest info and latest news on everything Tennessee athletics. Appreciate you guys so much. And as always, go Vols.